Good morning. This morning, I'm over at the house renovation project. This is the 8th day of the project. I'm going to get started, set up the saw, and I'm going to do the toe kick on the linen cabinet, and then I'll probably get into the window trim, the jamb and the casing on the window. All I need is to cut the toe kick to go right under here for this small section, and then I can install the last couple pieces of cord around. And after that, I'll cut and install the jamb and the casing on this window. The piece is too tall, so I have to rip it on the table. Okay, well, I got that all in. It's all caulked and filled. Now I'm going to switch to the window. First, I'm going to start by cleaning up some of this excess caulk around the perimeter and on the window itself. Got to get some of that off. Okay, I've got the window jammed and cased now. I think I'm going to wait to caulk and fill it until after lunch. I have to get this crayon to fill these spots. It fills them very well, and it doesn't require any painting. So I prefer to wait until I do that, and then I'll caulk everything to finish it. That was probably the easiest thing on the job. Here's the light that the customer picked out. I'm going to go ahead and get set up to install that right over here above the vanity. Okay, I got the light installed, but I'm not going to turn it on because last time I turned that switch on, it exploded. Okay, I actually forgot to push record when I was hanging this cabinet. That went in pretty well. I could only hit one stud, but it's a very small cabinet, so I think it'll be fine. And it seems like it's mounted pretty flush to the wall. Shouldn't be a problem for the finish of it. Okay, I got the doors installed and I got the shelf in the cabinet. Everything looks good. The reveal on the doors looks nice. I got the mirror hung. The light is hung. I've got the window jammed in case. It just needs to be filled and caulked. I got the register cover installed. The toe kick is installed. All the cord around is nailed hard and filled and caulked. Now all I have to do is replace this switch and receptacle, these two switches at the entry, and this receptacle down here by the light. And then that'll be everything in the room completed. Okay, I just went to lunch and I stopped at Home Depot. I had to pick up a couple things. One of the things I got was this. It's a circuit breaker finder, and it looks like you can plug this tool in to the receptacle, and then the other tool is like this tool like transmits to this tool, and it helps you find a circuit breaker. So we're going to try that later, but first I'm going to use this caulk saver to seal up some of these gaps here behind this trim. I'll put the caulk saver in there, and then it'll save me from having to use so much caulk to fill that void, and I might be able to get it in one shot. Let me get set up and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so you take the caulk saver and you just push it right into the gap like that. You can kind of see it right there behind the trim, and you fill, this gap is very large. So I might have to put one, maybe even another piece in there, because it just keeps going back. So I might put another piece in there, but then I'm going to go ahead and I'll do all around the casing, all around the window, and then I'll start caulking. I used virtually all of this 5/8 backer rod. I actually had some 1/2 inch in my truck. I had to use some of that too. And while I was at Home Depot, I bought some of this 3/8 just for some small spots, so I'm glad I had some options. I like to use this OSI Quad Max for interior work. This stuff is the best. It really holds up so much longer than regular caulk, man. It's not even a comparison. And it is paintable, so you can do it basically only where you have big caulk lines, and you can still finish it just like regular caulk, but it holds up so much better. It's a little more inconvenient to work with, but the pros outweigh the cons, in my opinion. Okay, now I'm going to check out this Klein tool for finding the circuit breaker. I'm going to try it in this outlet, and hopefully everything is on the same circuit. Okay, I plugged in the transmitter, so now I'm going to go downstairs with this receiver and try to see if I can find out which breaker it is. I think this may have actually worked. I'm going to test it. Yeah, it's actually did. Wow. Can't believe it. Let me try it. Well, obviously this light's still working, so it's only this circuit right here that died. But at least I can swap these two. Well, this is tons of fun. This circuit basically killed just this receptacle, but these switches are still alive. So I still have the light and the fan in the ceiling. So I'll just swap this one and then I'll have to track down the last one. Oh, I just spent 15 minutes trying to find the breaker that the switches for the fan and the light are on, and I finally found it. So I'm going to go ahead and swap those two out. Okay, I got the switches installed. So all the electric is done except for this one outlet. And I think I'm going to run up to Home Depot and just pick up the outlet and some caulk to finish this window. I really want to finish today. Looks good. Okay, before I do the caulking of the window, I'm just going to caulk this little damage here with this grout caulk. Okay, I got that grouted with the grout caulk. You can't even hardly tell. I mean, it's only because it's a little bit whiter. But other than that, it looks fine. Okay, well, it's not perfect, but the whole window is now complete. Got it caulked. All I have to do is fill the nail holes, which I'll do in the morning. I'll stop and get the filler stick tonight on my way home. And I also silicone the base of the toilet. It's clear silicone, so you can't really see it. You can kind of see the gloss. But other than that, everything looks really good. I think I'm going to call it a day. Okay, well, I almost finished the work in the bathroom today. The only thing I have left is a couple holes in the jamb and casing that just need to be filled. And the customer provided some towel bars when they're going to mark the locations where they want them installed tomorrow. So once I have those, I can mount those on the wall and fill the holes, and the bathroom will be complete. So in the next clip, I'll just knock that little bit out in the bathroom, and then I'll be moving on to the flooring in the main hallway. So I hope to see you then.